It's fun.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? You're tuned in to the Buckeye Cast, coming at you loud and proud, bringing strong opinions and salty humor to Ohio State football. These fellas were born and bred in the Buckeye State, and their brand of banter is guaranteed to entertain and excite you. But if you're not a Buckeye, don't bother. Visit us at thebuckeyecast.com and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at The Buckeye Cast to stay up to date on all things Ohio State football. And be sure to subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. Now here's your host, Joe Warwick.
Welcome in, Buckeye fans. This is where we're at. I know we got away from you for a bit. You know how February and March are. You know, there's not a lot to talk about. But here we have 2017 position battles episode. We're going to talk about, since we're into spring camp, we're going to talk about who we think should be starting at every position on the fucking field. We're going to jump right into it. Please don't forget, hit us up on thebuckeyecast.com. Email me at joe@thebuckeyecast.com. And hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the usual horse shit. So we're going to jump right into this quickly. I'm sorry, one more note. Please visit our affiliates. They're starving out there. These people are homeless. Please find our affiliates on our website or in the show notes on iTunes and visit these people. They're dying for money. They're virtually a charity case at this point. So let's jump into the offensive starters, boys. Quarterback, Mr. J.T. Barrett. Perhaps you've heard of him. I guess really, unless you have a problem with J.T., Sean.
I got a fucking problem.
I think at this point we're really just arguing about who his backup is, right?
I agreed.
Okay. So you admit he's a starter?
Absolutely.
Without challenge?
Without challenge.
Okay.
Forever and ever.
At least for 2017. So who do you got behind him? You want to see Joey Burrow, Joey Football, or do you want to see D. Haskins?
I kind of lean, I guess, towards Burrow. Burrow got some, was the guy last year. Played some garbage time. He's from like the Athens area down there. Kid threw for like 80 touchdowns or 70 touchdowns his senior year. So something just ridiculous. He throws a good ball. The times we didn't let him throw a bunch, only got him in garbage time.
Sure.
But they let him run. He was making good decisions with his legs too. So I think, I haven't seen enough of Dwayne Haskins. I hear he's got a bunch of tools too, but I have seen Joe Burrow. I like what I see. I think it's his job.
Yeah. We heard a lot of whispers about Dwayne Haskins from bowl practice leading up to the Clemson massacre. But apparently he can whip it around the field. I don't know about his legs so much and his mobility. But, yeah, I agree with you. Jeff, what do you got on the backup quarterback situation?
Well, I remember making the statement shortly after our loss to Clemson that every position on offense should be an open competition next season. I didn't, because of who we, departures and stuff like that. I said if Curtis Samuel comes back, he's a starter. Other than that, everybody should be open because we got embarrassed, and I don't see why you can't have an open competition. Now, clearly, I think JT's the best quarterback on the team, but if Burrow or Haskins was playing better right now and looking better than him, I have no problem going with one of them. If they actually outperform him, they should be starting. That said, Dwayne Haskins is very highly touted. I don't know really. We haven't seen him. We haven't seen his athleticism. We don't know. We haven't even seen him in a game, so we don't know what he can do. Right. So for that fact, I'll take Joey Burrow. I like what I see when I've seen him. So he's definitely accurate with the passing game, which is something that we've.
One other thing I'll add.
It's been our issue, so
Yep.
I'll take Joe Burrow.
I think whoever loses the backup job between Burrow and Haskins, I think ends up transferring out of Ohio State.
Interesting.
I agree, Sean. That wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't blame either one of them if they did, frankly. They both can play D1 ball. And whoever doesn't get it, so, okay, you're the backup this year, and now you're going to be, they're only 1 year apart in eligibility. You're going to ride the pine and hope that one of these guys coming up behind you isn't a badass.
Which,
Tate Martell and Xavier Jones, yeah.
Yeah, the one coming
Jones.
next year looks like
Emory,
a freaking beast. So, I think whoever loses the battle probably thinks about going elsewhere.
Doesn't finish his career at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's a very common thing. It happens at every program almost. I mean, USC burns through quarterbacks. Alabama, Jesus Christ.
Alabama went through a bunch of quarterbacks. They're all leaving,
but it happens every big program because they want all these quarterbacks are coddled and they want their notoriety, and if they're not going to sit behind them too long.
Once you're recruiting so well too, it's not like these guys. They're all highly touted. It's not like you're walking in here like big deal. I was you last year, punk. Get in line.
I will say they got a nice stagger of one quarterback per year right now, with Burrow being a sophomore, Haskins is a redshirt freshman, so and then Martell obviously is a true freshman right now, but of course he's going to redshirt. So they got a good stagger, and then they got Emory Jones coming in that will be a freshman next season in 2018. So they have a good stagger of quality quarterbacks, man. As far as guys live up to their star rankings, I mean, that's really all we have to go through right now.
But look at it at Ohio State. How many quarterbacks have we had? We basically went from Terrell Pryor to Braxton Miller to J.T. Barrett. That's like a decade. When you play quarterback at Ohio State, you usually play it for 2 to 3 years. That's just the way it's been.
And you have
maybe that changes.
And there's a major drop off from the starter to the backup. I can't name you Pryor's backup. Was it, I don't know. I don't know who Pryor's backup was. I can't tell you what Braxton's backup would have been.
J.T. Barrett.
Well, before his junior year, maybe Cardale, but anyway, I think that quarterback situation is going to be an interesting one over the next couple of years. And what?
I like where we're at. I just think through attrition of the program, we'll probably lose one.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's fine. I mean, if you got some money, we're pretty loaded right there. Right. At least with potential. You never know with the quarterbacks, though. Quarterbacks are all potential. Yeah. And then they get in there and suck, and then you're screwed. A la J.T. Barrett, last 2 fucking years.
Yeah, I know. Getting to the playoffs sucks. So let's get into the running backs. This is a more open kind of competition, in my opinion. Weber obviously is the incoming starter, but I think he's going to get pushed really hard this year with Antonio Williams, the big boy, J.K. Dobbins, the new freshman in camp already. Can these guys steal carries from Weber, you think?
Boy, you're crazy. This is Mike Weber's lock stock, I think. He starts the year, and barring injury, he's the running back at Ohio State, just like he was last year. I think there's a serious battle for that backup, and someone that is going to get 8 carries a game, either that Williams or Dobbins. I do believe that, but I think Weber's got that job locked up. I mean, that kid ran hard last year.
Yeah, but he was pulled and not on the field in some key situations. You got to remember that. And Antonio Williams is kind of a hammer kind of running back that's going to pound people right up the middle, where Weber can't really do that so much. And J.K. Dobbins is more freaky than anybody on the fucking running back depth chart, in my opinion.
I haven't really watched him. Is that kid? I read a lot about him. Is he that good?
he's the most athletic of the three, in my opinion.
He can catch, run. He would almost be a candidate for the H-back position because of his versatility.
Which was what I was going to bring up, Joe. I definitely think Dobbins sees the field this year. I don't think he redshirts. I think they get him on the field. How the carries are split up, I guess we just see how the three of them go through spring ball and the spring game. One other thing with Wilson now running the offense, are those positions, that H-back and the tailback, is all that going to be as defined as it was? And I know it's still Urban Meyer's basic offense, but are we still going to have the H-back? I read a couple articles about he might not be utilizing an H-back the way our offense was in the past with Beck and even with Herman. So, is it going to be just those three guys as the tailback, or does one of them fit that H-back, more Coach Wilson's version of the H-back better? Which was going to be the question leading into the H-back position. As far as the new offensive coordinator's schemes, does that going to juggle people around?
I think that's a legit question. I think it'll be interesting to see what Wilson does with the offense, under Herb's, kind of Herb's base plan and what he does. He never had weapons like this to work with at Indiana.
He had a couple.
No.
All he had was running back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he made some running backs NFL quality, Yeah. So, but he's never dealt with the H. So that's a good point. I'm not sure where that goes from here.
I mean, that offense he ran at Oklahoma, he had Jason White who won a Heisman, but then he got injured, so they went to a running game, and then he got Adrian Peterson. So so then they said, okay, we're going to run the ball. We got Adrian Peterson. Well, then Sam Bradford came. It's like, okay, we're going to throw it 50 times a game. Right. So he's had. And they ran that kind of a spread offense, but it wasn't really like Urban Meyer's spread offense. No. So that's why I was wondering how that H and the split end, the slot receiver, does he like more of a bigger type tight end type at the H as more blocking, and does he utilize his less of a tight end and more three receivers? Well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think because of the horrific deep ball aspect of the Ohio State offense in the last 2 years, I think Kevin Wilson especially will help with that. So I think the focus is more about that and less about running backs and H-backs. I think it's more about receiver routes and combinations like that.
Right. And I'm just excited for the spring game for the simple fact I want to see the formations that we have and where he puts these guys. I mean, that's,
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. Right now, if he's not going to use the H back that much, then Demario McCall is going to be playing a lot of fucking running back.
Right, but I think
because that kid's going to be on the field.
I think but you got to go back to the root issue, and that is this is Urban Meyer's offense, not Kevin Wilson's. Kevin Wilson's brought in to manage Urban Meyer's offense, which always includes the H back. That's a key part of it.
Correct. I was gonna add that in, Joe. You're 100% right. I don't think we're gonna I don't think the guys that Urban Meyer's been recruiting the last 3 years at that position are gonna be like, well, fuck, we don't have a spot now, But it's just I'm sure there's gonna be some freedom to give in to Coach Wilson to, do it your way, but make sure it gets done ultimately this way.
The dude's been around a long time. He knows different schemes. It's not like he has one scheme in mind and he can run that scheme.
So I guess for our basis of our conversation, we should just go off of the positions the way they were last year, with regards to the H back, which you were looking at Demario McCall, correct?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's our new safety. I think he's going to be our best threat.
So to finish the running back position, though, who do you have getting the bulk of the carries? Weber still, or you think somebody's going to steal the bulk of the carries from him? Weber's not a big dude. You got to keep that in mind. He's like fucking 5'9".
What, 5'9", 220?
Yeah, he's got weight, but Antonio Williams is like what 6'1"?
Yeah,
with 230. J.K. Dobbins is more dynamic than a Mike Weber, even at similar size.
It isn't gonna be close. Mike Weber's getting all these carries.
Okay.
We haven't seen since Antonio Williams coming off a red shirt. We got to see him. I'm excited to see him. I can't. I think he has the potential to.
He played last year. He's not a red shirt.
Antonio.
Yeah, and he wasn't on the field. He couldn't beat out Weber last year.
That's right. I guess. I'm sorry.
He got garbage
you're
time.
Right.
So anyway, I think Dobbins is the one to really press Weber for carries, in my opinion, because of his size and his dynamic abilities that almost match Weber. If he can come in and block as well as Weber and that same Ezekiel Elliott kind of style, and be the consistent good blocker on pass pro, I think he would be the one to push Weber for carries.
He definitely is dynamic. I'd like to see that. So
yeah,
I think he'll get some. I think we'll need all three of them.
That would be nice. It would be nice to
carries,
see all three get some quality playing time, not just garbage time, because I don't think you can get a great gauge of the quality.
Injuries are probably going to play a part at some point. Just the nature of it. So, that might be looking. You might be looking at the two guys. Coming out of spring. Plus they got to get the pads on. We'll see how Dobbins. See how he does against one of the best defenses in the country on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit of adjustment period. He's coming into one of the best defensive lines that he's ever going to see.
Well, yeah.
So it's a little bit getting used to it from LaGrange, Texas.
Yeah. So let's leak right into the H-back like we started. I got my guy to start at the H-back is Demario McCall. This kid is fucking flashy, dynamic, fast as fuck. I know he's only like $180, but this kid is fucking. I think he plays huge, and you also can include Parris Campbell, KJ Hill, and they brought over EGW, the special teams monster that he was, to play the H. So he might even, surpass all these guys. Henry, what do you got?
I don't think you're passing Demario McCall, man. And those other guys you listed are pretty damn good guys too. That I feel like got to find a way to get them on the field. Like
EGW played quarterback in high school, though. Man, the dude knows how to move with the ball.
I feel EGW has an identity crisis. He don't know what he is, and no one else does either. And it's like, where are we gonna play this kid? He's awesome, but where are you playing? Is this his third year in?
Yeah, he's a junior.
Yes, I don't see him getting up there. Maybe he is dynamic. I think he's got feet like McCall, like quick, shifty, hard fucker to get a hold of.
Similar size.
So, yeah, he's not a big frame on him.
No, he's not.
I definitely see Demario McCall being on the field most snaps. I think moved around. I think he's going to be in a lot of different positions. Yeah. Put him on the field and try to matchups like Samuel. Like they try to get the matchup that they want.
Get some linebacker or something
and exploit it. Yeah. Parris can't. It seemed like Campbell wasn't always utilized the way he should have been.
You have to be able to catch first of all, and no matter what position you're on.
Right. He's got a bunch. I mean, him and KJ Hill both. They got a lot. So much talent. Yeah. They just got to put it together. That's gonna. I'm sure that battle's probably wide open. Like they're trying each of those guys because there isn't a returning starter, and they're like, look, probably the three of them. They're saying it's anybody's position right now. Go earn it. Yeah. So we're just gonna see how the spring goes.
Yeah, and then
coming out of spring, see where we're at.
And maybe one of them's going to be relegated to a depth chart position at the Z, Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see how specifically KJ Hill and EGW fall into that depth chart. I know McCall is probably the go-to guy. I really don't think he's a running back. He has way too much ability to be just a running back, which he was last year. So, let's get into the X. Split end. Who do you guys think between, I guess really I would say Parris is another one that could basically line up in a multitude of positions because he's a big dude and he's got crazy athletic ability and speed.
How are his hands?
Oh, they're not good. Do you want when we're running the ball, we put in Parris to block downfield. It should be an obvious key to the defense. So you got Campbell, you got KJ Hill, Binjimen Victor. That's who we really have slated in at the split end. I don't know what you guys think. Go ahead, Jeff. Give me your opinion, and I'll come in last with my haymaker.
Binjimen Victor.
Good answer.
Oh, damn, going hard on Ben.
I just think he's the go-to receiver.
He proved it.
He's gonna. I think he is. I think he's made his improvements. He's gotten stronger, gotten bigger. I think he's poised to take over the number one receiver spot. Kind of like how Noah Brown was forecasted to be going into last season. Like he's the man. Yeah. I just don't see it any other way.
Yeah, he performed on the biggest of stages, so I agree with you there. Henry, what do you got on that threesome there at the split?
Victor's going to get in. He's so big, whatnot, but I don't think he's necessarily the starter there. I actually think it'll be Campbell or Hill. I think they probably run better routes. Are more, I think, more dynamic, frankly. Victor's just
even with those terrible hands.
Hands. Maybe he'll be better. Maybe if that bum JT Barrett would throw a good ball, he could catch some.
Yeah, throw him open, right?
That's right.
All right.
We're not putting all the passing game problems from last season on Parris Campbell, are we?
Well, no, and not on JT either at the same time. So,
and he only had a couple.
Well, okay.
I mean, it happens.
All right. He's got a bad history in his first 2 years.
There's a lot of accountability. It can be spread around to all 11 on that field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went over this last podcast.
Yes,
so
we did.
Let's not.
I think that's a pretty nice spot to be talking about any one of those three. I expect all three of those guys to be really good college football players. So somebody step up and take it.
Yeah.
The other one I'm a little bit on.
Yeah, maybe this becomes an area where they rotate a lot, and maybe people like KJ Hill rotates at the H and the X. And
I think that's what you'll see. I think Campbell or Hill will be more of the backup H, given McCall blows.
Yeah.
And it'll kind of be the other one, either Campbell and Hill with Binjimen Victor getting most of those.
Right. They kind of moved Dontre around last year.
Yeah.
He played some H, and then he was out with him and Samuel both on the field. I think you're probably looking at KJ Hill or something, or Parris Campbell in that kind of mode.
So
I think Victor stays on the outside.
Right. Let's get into the very this position. I think is up in the air the most. Like there is nobody coming back that deserves this job, in my opinion, and that's the Z, the flanker position with basically you got McLaurin, Johnnie Dixon, assuming his knees are healthy, Austin Mack, who hit a wall at some point in the fall and just kind of faded quickly, and then Brendon White, the a freshman already in that can play basically anywhere you want him to. So let's look at these guys. Nobody has started at this position, so this could go in a million different directions. Jeff, what do you think? I mean, who is your go-to guy out of this crew?
Well,
with
Darren McLaurin,
limited visual
right.
knowledge. Yeah.
McLaurin has the inside track. Obviously, I know he's made Meyer happy with his blocking and stuff, and that's why he saw the field a lot last year. So he does have a lot of game experience. And we saw McLaurin on the field a lot. Now, he didn't make a lot of plays, but, like I said, that can be a multitude of reasons why he didn't. I think he has the advantage right now just because of the seniority and he does the intangible stuff like the blocking and stuff like that. But who knows? I mean, and I don't think really from the split end to the flanker, if they got two guys at one position that are really, really going after it and they're lagging behind at the other position, they're just going to move one guy over to the other position. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of our receivers are interchangeable. Like there's not like a set size and
right.
And build. I need. Well, right. you're over 6'1", so you can't play the position. We need you at this position.
That's why Parris Campbell's an option at the H and
right.
at the X. So, but I would say McLaurin and Johnnie Dixon have been there the same amount of time. So those two guys.
One's been healthy, one hasn't.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the most important ability is availability, and Austin Mack, I would say, probably has the best qualities out of all of them.
Mack takes his job.
You think so?
These guys were all four-star recruits. I mean, it's not like any of them are.
No, these weren't 3 stars.
Every one of these
Mack
guys was
his job.
You think so?
I think he has to, or he's screwed. There's too much good young talent behind him. He needs to go get this. He needs to jump McLaurin and Dixon. He needs the ball out. Something about that kid I liked when he came in. Seemed like a good attitude, good kid. Yeah. McLaurin, I root for him. Another kid out of Indy, right? Him and Mack are both out of Indy, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I don't know. He just never panned out. Like you said, he was on the field a lot, Jeff. And I know to do that, you must be blocking if you're going to be out there. So I expect that. And if he's our guy that can get that done, and Austin Mack don't want to put in the blocking, it sucks. I know. But
and you got to throw in the wild card, just like every position. There's a wild card, and that's Brendon White.
I mean,
this kid is
if he's in the mix, then I am really worried at how we're not developing wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's true. Yeah.
Maybe he works
all these guys that have been in the program.
Maybe he works into the 2 deep. Not saying he's a starter, but maybe he works into the 2 deep. And
even that would worry. Yeah.
I mean, if we didn't have such a solid look at linebacker position, he wouldn't be over here in the wide receiver room. That's why he's here for now.
Right.
It could change tomorrow, but
and like I said, we're 1 week in. I'm sorry, 1 week in on spring practice. Yeah. We still got the spring game. I mean, a lot is gonna be told once they put full contact going. I think they're gonna a lot of this. Questions are gonna get answered as far as
this guy's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of spring game warriors that show up, and we don't see them in the fall, at all for 12 weeks. So, the spring game is not a telltale.
We're not talking about you, Eric Smith.
Exactly.
Nick Connor.
Yeah, there you go. Lay him out there. Slade. Anyway, so let's drop the hammer on this and get into tight ends. This is a pretty much done deal. Obviously, Baugh coming back to finish off his senior year. Alexander, Luke Farrell, Jake Hausmann, Kierre, Hawkins. All these guys. There's a lot of talent there and a lot of depth, which is nice. We haven't had that since Vanette left. So it's nice to see these guys, but nobody's really done anything.
I like Marcus Baugh. You always bag on Marcus Baugh. I like Marcus Baugh. The guy fucking plays hard.
Yeah.
He made big plays. He's dropped a couple balls here and there, but who hasn't? And
Parris Campbell has.
I don't know. He plays tough. He made some big plays too. And we're going to be solid there with Alexander, Farrell, Hausmann, all these guys behind him.
Right.
Man, if I'm a tight end, I'm not coming to Ohio State for a year or two.
No, because you got 3 freshmen. And
we redshirted 2 of the guys last year.
3.
We redshirted 3 of them?
Farrell, Hausmann, and Hawkins are all redshirt freshmen.
Oh, Jesus.
And Alexander was a redshirt sophomore.
Right.
So
no, I hope Baugh has a great senior year. I hope he does.
Yeah. So he needs to. I mean, talk about a guy playing for a contract. He would be a perfect example. So let's run through this offensive line real quick because this is a cluster F, and most of it's pretty much laid out. Jamarco Jones is not being supplanted by anybody else, barring injury. Right. And he'll go first round probably next year in the NFL draft, unless he really lays down.
Let's not start blowing Jones just quite yet.
Well,
right.
This show is not about the draft, so I'm sorry I broached that subject. But he was thinking about going into the draft this year, so let's remember that. He must have got a good NFL evaluation. Also, you got Brandon Bowen, young guy that could have cracked the lineup last year if injuries needed him in there. Kevin Fetter. And then Josh Alabi made that huge switch from D-line to the O-line. So, and then Billy Price was saying last week that he's killing it. So that's an interesting piece that obviously the O-line needs a little depth, and Alabi was not going to crack that D-line, So you guys have any argument with Jamarco Jones at left tackle? I mean, it's not like... we had any issues at that position.
Good on that.
No arguments at all.
Yeah.
I do like the fact of bringing over a guy that's kind of stuck behind some people in the D line to maybe just to push some of these offensive linemen.
Make them a little nasty.
We've seen this before with like Chase Farris and other guys. So this is not a new thing. I agree with you, Sean. Get a nasty guy over there who wants to punch people in the nuts. Billy Price moving to center. Who knows? Brady Taylor and Jack Wohlabaugh behind him. It's rare that a center goes down for long. So hopefully Price can almost live up to Pat Elflein's ability and stuff and reliability. So this is where I get a little nervous, is this fucking right guard. In case you want a refresher course, go back and watch that Clemson game.
I don't, and I won't.
And when Michael Jordan went out.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, there's a nice photograph on 11 Warriors, actually, where everybody else is moving on the entire screen except for Demetrius Knox, the right guard. And so, anyway...
I saw it live, yes.
Yeah, so...
it's etched in my brain.
Redshirt junior, by the way, so been there a while.
Injuries.
Was kind of...
late. But you just got put in the game. The starter got pulled out. You're not used to the count, the cadence or whatever, and you fucked it up.
You never heard J.D. Barrett's voice before. I get it. So you got Knox penciled in possibly as a starter. You got Matt Burrell and Gavin Cupp. These guys, there's a lot of stars sitting right there that have never panned out, never even really been a threat to start. That's the frightening thing for me.
We still don't know yet if Michael Jordan and Malcolm Pridgeon, left guard and right guard. Don't mean to jump ahead of you, Joe, but
go ahead.
If our right tackle returns from last year at the same position, you got Malcolm Pridgeon, who I think is going to find a spot on that line. I think he seems like he's pretty versatile. Where they've looked at him, they're looking at him filling a spot somewhere. He's not shoehorned into just one spot on that line.
Right.
I mean, if you want to say Michael Jordan secures the right guard, but I heard him talking about Michael Jordan moving out the tackle as well. Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we don't know.
No way Jordan's a tackle.
He struggled as a guard, man.
I think he's I don't. How tall is Jordan? I thought he was a little, like 6'3" or something.
He's up there. I don't know.
You can't be 6'3" and be no tackle.
He's no borderline bitch.
Well, 6'3" is a nice height on a guard, a big fat ass guard.
Yeah, you got
like a 6 guard, road grader, man.
Right. But I'm talking right guard right now, and left guard you got Jordan, Josh Myers, the incoming freshman, and Gavin Cupp, the redshirt freshman. Josh Myers is the weight room freak, and he played in the triple option type of offense as a tackle, so they pencil him in as a guard because that's probably his strength. So
he's got to learn pass blocking better.
Yeah, he's got a lot to learn, and so that's why he's penciled in behind Jordan. But honestly, you guys got to tell me, how's Demetrius Knox and Matt Burrell? These guys have been in the program for 3+ years. Knox 4 almost. Burrell 3.
This is Knox's 4th year. I expected a lot out of Knox. We'll see. I mean, that kid was a stud coming out.
He almost fucking left the program like a year or two ago, man. That guy's a bitch, I think.
He's from Texas too, isn't
he? Yeah.
Yes.
I've been unimpressed, honestly.
Well, I have too, but he's a redshirt junior this year, coming into it. So,
and let me talk to you about Matt Burrell. Billy Price talked about him last week.
But what about Hooker or Lattimore before they started last year? They're redshirt junior years. They didn't do shit either. So I think someone like a Demetrius Knox can come in and make a difference at Ohio State.
Okay. Well, it's getting cray-cray. I've heard Billy Price talk about Matt Burrell. Billy Price doesn't pull any punches about anybody on his team, honestly, especially younger guys. And he said that Burrell was into that high street life and needed to tighten up his circle because people were looking to take him down, externally. So it tells me a lot about where his head's been at since he came to campus. He's a redshirt sophomore, but that tells you, what the fuck? You've been here 3 years and you haven't figured this shit out with all.
You can go pro after your redshirt sophomore year. I mean, that's
if you try.
Redshirt sophomore, that's
go time. Or you can be the coolest dude on campus for the next 2 years. Your fucking choice.
Yeah, you can own every club you walk into, or you can go to the NFL. I don't know. Tough call.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with these kids,
When you're 20, it is a tough call. You're like, I'll be the coolest motherfucker around here.
We've been there and done that, and you see where we ended up. We're not in the league. So anyway, so our guards, I think you guys agree.
I'm in a poker league.
There you go.
Just saying.
So we got Knox and Jordan at the guards. Then Isaiah Prince still holding down that right tackle position by his fucking fingernails. I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb right now before you guys interject and say that Pridgeon knocks him off in spring camp. Difference of opinion?
I definitely see Malcolm Pridgeon winning a starting job. I'm not sure if it ends up being if they keep Prince and Jones and then they move Pridgeon inside. I think Pridgeon gets a starting job out of the 5. With Price is solidified, Jones is solidified, Jordan solidified. I think Pridgeon becomes one of those 5, whether it's at right tackle or another spot. But I think health, of course, health, trumping everything. If he's healthy, I think he wins a starting job.
I think he will.
I don't want to speculate on. I've heard that looking at a couple of different combinations of juggling guys around. But
how are they running them at practice?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in Columbus, bro.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, man. I don't.
FY in your eye.
I have not seen tape of practice. That's why we don't have a depth chart really. But I definitely think Pridgeon wins a starting job. I would love to see him beat out Prince at right tackle. Ideally, that's what I would love to see.
Look at it this way.
Prince is the turnaround player of the year.
All right. Well, that'd be awesome. But
look at you.
Prince started. He started every game, and Pridgeon went down with the knee injury. Pridgeon is fully healthy now, so I think we're going to see a serious battle at that right tackle. And honestly, if Pridgeon doesn't win the tackle position, I bet you he wins the right guard position. I know he could have walked in and played that last year.
That's what I'm saying. I think that could be the case. If
I think that's a better possibility.
Yeah,
I think it's a better possibility that he plays right guard.
Yeah,
and Prince is going to be the turnaround player of the year.
You think?
Be a total stud.
I hope so.
Or I'll.
What? What, Henry?
I don't know.
Because I think
he may do anything.
That action.
Sean might do anything.
I'm trying to keep my cool here, man.
Yeah. So let's jump on the defense. I think we killed that offense to the bone. These are a lot of positions that we really don't have a debate over, in my opinion. D end, Hubbard or Holmes. I don't see us arguing about that. You definitely got behind them. You got Rashad Berry and Jonathan.
Is
Cooper.
It or and?
Or. So you got Hubbard and Holmes. They're going to have to share a spot because nobody's going to take Tyquan Lewis's place on the other side, right? I mean,
okay,
really?
No, but I gotta. There's a big question because we have 4 guys that should be starting at 2 positions.
Yeah.
So is Holmes or Bosa going to move inside? I know we're going to run a lot of the 4 rush end package, but I mean our base package is still 2 D tackles, 2 D ends.
Yeah.
Bosa needs to be on the field. But I don't see Hubbard. I don't see Hubbard and Lewis losing their jobs either.
Or Holmes. I mean, Holmes has been a fucking stud, man.
Yeah, all 4 of them. We have an embarrassment of legitimate talent, proven talent.
Yeah.
But there's 4 guys that play 2 positions.
That's pretty sick.
It's a serious rotation. I mean, it doesn't have to be a problem if you keep rotating
you got
guys.
Those 4 that do that.
Yeah.
And then you got people like Coop and Rashad Berry
right.
and all these guys that are real. When they get their chance, they're going to kick ass too.
Side note, did you guys see that fucking slam dunk contest?
I was just going to say, did you see Rashad Berry do the Dominique?
Dude, that was cold-blooded.
That was awesome.
That dude's a freak. And, yeah.
6'4", 270 should not be doing that.
No. And I was surprised Denzel Ward got up and got some of that. But anyway, yeah, to the D ends, I think it's just going to be a solid rotation of the 4 or 5, if you want to include Berry or Cooper. Slade's still coming off of that Achilles injury from last year. He's been around.
It's got to be hard for the 6th and 7th guys to supplant or to get the playing time.
Yeah.
But Duke, can just imagine down after down after down every game of just fresh legs of studs. Coming at you. Our D-line should not be phased this year. I mean, it should be on par with Alabama's D-lines of the past 5 years.
Yeah, and thinking long term, think about once Holmes, Hubbard, and Tyquan are gone. Those 3. Everybody below them is still going to be sick with Berry, Cooper, Slade, Bosa, and
Chase Young
coming in. Yes, thank you.
That
does not suck. And
the guys that we're looking at the freshmen, the seniors right now, the 18 kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, they're going to come in as highly, if not, they're higher ranked as far as overall prospects. Yeah. But I mean,
people like Chase Young will get on the field. Chase Young will get on the field as a freshman, guaranteed.
Yeah, I like see him on.
Yeah,
he's
Chase Young.
Chase Young. I bet he plays a lot of special teams too, as a freshman. Yeah, I don't think he redshirts.
No,
he's not on campus yet, but I think he might come in.
Dude, he's already 260 plus.
I don't think he redshirts.
He's redshirting.
Yeah.
I don't. He might say, I don't. I think I can play, coach. You're right. Anyways,
he's DN at 260 plus. He's put on a lot of weight. He's tweeted out videos of him working out. Kid is a beast already. He's college football ready.
Okay, but is he better than Hubbard or Holmes?
No.
I can't
Cooper
say that.
No,
I'm not saying he's going to supplant these guys as the four-man rotation.
But I don't even see how he gets on the field. Why burn if there's any spot where you can afford to redshirt a guy, might as well do it here.
Yeah, we'll see what he looks like in fall camp. I think they're not going to burn his red shirt either unless they have to. You don't know what injuries are going to take place again. We thought Slade was going to be penciled in the 2 deep last year, and he blew out his Achilles.
You thought that. I never fucking thought that.
All right.
Yeah, that
makes one of us. Let's move on. We're just getting bogged down in this horse shit.
D-tackles. Yeah, let's move inside.
All right. Draymond has to start, obviously. Tracy Sprinkle back, the fifth-year senior. Ja'Shawn Cornell slid inside to the D-tackle. Young guy, Malik Barrow, has been flashing here and there. And that's at the D-tackle, not the nose. The nose, you got Michael Hill. He's a senior. Robert Landers showed out last year, huge, as a sophomore. You got Devon Hamilton and Dylan Thompson. Probably will never see the fucking field again.
Yeah, no, I think he's from that
really well last year too.
Mm-hmm. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Devin Hamilton even saw the field. They rotated about 4 guys through their group.
That was fresh.
And I think you're going to see more and more of our Rushman package. But I think Hill, Draymond, and Landers all played well. Pretty much it's going to be the same guys. I think you're going to see them rotating a lot, but I think you're going to see as much as possible of our DNs. Yep. I think there's going to be a bunch of that.
Yeah, it's going to look like a fucking Chinese fire drill every play. 8 guys leave the field.
Well, and that has to go with the modern day offenses too that are running a lot of spreads and stuff, except for Michigan. Basically, everybody else is running a spread offense in the Big Ten. So you got to run, 3 DNs out there that can get to the passer.
And dipshits like Michigan, we can rotate our guys even better,
right,
when they're not hurrying up. So, yeah, I think you're going to see the same guys we saw last year rotating that. And no, there's no incoming guy that I think is going to crack what
not the 2 deep,
crack that position. Yeah, I think you're going to see the same guys, and I think they all played well. Mm-hmm. I love Landers' quickness. Draymond made a lot of plays.
Just think about that. Our D line is
Sprinkle's going to be helping a lot.
There's no reason this D line isn't the best we've ever had.
Yeah.
From
top to bottom, end to end, I don't see
the depth of it. It's never been this deep. It may have been as talented up front, but it was never as deep.
Right.
No, you're right.
Even last year, yeah. But so let's get into the linebacker positions. This is a place that's kind of in flux right now. Kind of surprised that they moved Worley to the mic. Seemed like he was at home out there at the strong side, the kind of Darren Lee position, covering slot and playing that outside position. Then you got Baker. He all but solidified his weak side position last year, filling in for Booker. And then you got Booker now coming back healthy. He's just a redshirt junior. And then they're moving him over to the strong side. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys shake out, especially the middle and the strong side. You guys have a take on any direction? I mean, obviously Baker's kind of not moving.
Baker's a fucking lock.
And he's just got Keandre Jones, a sophomore, and Tuff Borland, guy that struggled to see any action as a redshirt freshman behind him.
I like Keandre Jones a lot, though. I do like him.
Yeah,
but no,
I agree.
If those three stayed healthy, those three will be our linebackers pretty much, and I don't think there will be a whole lot of substituting.
So what do you think about Worley in the middle?
I like his backup or what they're projecting or whatever. Hilliard coming out was fucking awesome.
Right. He did too many curls. He blew out
Is that
both
what it
his
was?
biceps.
Curls for the girls?
Too many. He blew out both of his biceps 2 years in a row. Not sure how
Did
you
he
do
really?
that. Yeah, he had to have surgery. So that tells you something. You know, just stop doing the curls. Maybe you work on chest. So yeah, what do you guys think about Worley at the middle though? That he did not seem like he's not Raekwon size. He's not like 230, 240. You know, he's like 220 at the most.
I don't know. I defer to the coaching staff. If they feel that he is the best option in the middle, I'm cool with it.
He brings the knowledge and the leadership. Obviously, he's the one that's been out there the most out of anybody on that linebacking core.
Yeah, I'm good with it. If they think that he's the better option in the middle and Booker's better served on the outside, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I think they're all studs, and they can all play. I think that they're almost interchangeable, probably. And you never know. They might get into coming after the spring game when spring practice is closing down. Like, you think maybe we move them? Maybe we switch them back. And then they have them work on the other position or something, right? You never know.
Yeah.
But
and maybe Hilliard steps up and shows he can be a solid middle.
I just looked up Worley. They got him listed at 6'2", 228 on ESPN site.
Okay.
What?
That's good size. I mean, you need a little bit of girth to be able to take on those fucking linemen and shit and fullbacks the rare time, but mostly linemen and shed them. I've been anxious to see Hilliard on the fucking field just to see what he can do, man. I mean, the kid was a 5-star coming out of Cleveland, and just can't get on the field in game time,
Yeah, but I think like you said, he was hurt 1 year. I mean, this is only his redshirt sophomore year, so I give these guys a year or two to get broken in, so to speak.
Yeah, hopefully he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, we'll see him on the field, and then hopefully he produces. I mean,
But Worley had a fine season last year. I don't want to throw him under the bus.
I would take that dude every day of the week.
No, that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm totally cool with it. The coaches want to put Worley in the middle. I'm good with that. I'm not arguing one bit.
I just worry
he made plays wherever he was.
If that's the best position for him, because he's never played middle, whereas Booker, I thought was a little bit bigger dude and would have been more the option at the middle linebacker. But if they're going to slide him out to the Sam side, that's fine with me. We got nobody else out there. We got Nick Connor, obviously, again, hasn't seen the field. Malik Harrison, another sophomore. He's only been in on special teams. So,
well, and these guys haven't seen the field because the linebackers we've had on the field have been balling out.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like these guys. Well, they just can't. They can't get on the field.
On defense, you got to wait your turn, and if you get it, and if you ever earn a starting gig, you're playing on Sundays. That's just,
that's what I'm saying. The guys that have been in front of them are playing on Sundays. Right. Joshua Perry, Darren Lee, Raekwon's going to be. Right. It's not. Yeah, I mean, look at our DBs too. I mean, I know we're getting to them, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not knocking any of these guys for not making the field. They've had some pretty damn good players in front of them.
I think we're going to have a spicy debate over this secondary.
Oh, I love the secondary.
I know you.
I like it a
too.
spice.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Corners. That's obviously the focus. And I'm going to say these names, some of them, while I'm jabbing a knife into my leg. Damon Arnett. Oh, fuck.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Denzel Ward. Oh, God damn you, motherfucker.
Bum juice.
Yeah. God damn it. Damon Webb. Oh, you mother son of a... These are our coming back defensive players in the secondary. So how quickly can Kendall Sheffield get into the mix and be a starter is my question. And then how quickly can Jeffrey Okudah take over the Denzel Ward spot?
Or Sean Wade. I mean...
yeah, he's got to put on some weight. I wish he could start, but he's way too frail, man. That dude's.
I thought I read something where he was the guy like running with the ones or like rotating in there.
Yeah, he might have been, but I don't know, man. That dude's skinny as fuck.
Sheffield wasn't there for winter workouts. Wade was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sheffield got in March, this month, so.
He like showed up like a day before practice. Like, I'm here, coach. I'm ready to play, man.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Like, we've been fucking working out for 3 months, Dick.
He's a redshirt sophomore, so he's at the same level as Arnett. Now, I guess he might pass Arnett.
He's got a lot more talent than Damon Arnett.
I know they said they're expecting him to start.
Yeah.
I mean, he's expected to come
That's
in
my
and take one of the spots.
I don't even know the guy.
I know the guy, and he's fucking got it locked up.
You know the guy? Well, fuck.
I know that guy.
I could know that guy.
We're done.
So ideally, Kendall Sheffield at one corner. I think. Fuck, I hate saying it. I don't even want to say it. I think Denzel Ward holds down the other spot. I think he does.
You think Okudah can't pass him? For real?
I don't know, man.
Okudah just clocked the fastest time of anybody on the fucking field the other day.
Did he really?
23 miles an hour. 23,
that's not slow.
2 or something.
It's not slow at all.
And his frame.
I want it to be Okudah and either Sheffield or Wade as the corners, but 2 freshman corners.
Yeah, they're going to get
Sheffield.
burned.
Okay, redshirt sophomore. Yeah, he played at junior college, Blinn College. You know Blinn. Yeah, Blinn.
Yeah,
that's where he played.
I know.
But we're gonna see a lot of Denzel Ward on the field. We might as well start preparing ourselves for it.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I mean, we know he didn't grow any taller,
right?
But he might have gotten a lot better.
Maybe
a lot of our DBs the last couple of years have really made jumps from one season to the next.
True story, Conley.
Maybe he put in lifts in his shoes. Like midgets do.
Okay, Joe.
Anyway,
I'm done.
Yeah,
we're gonna see him on the field. Now, it would be nice if they would have, instead of getting him more skilled, they could have put 2 inches on him. That'd have been great. But
he's going to be the best nickel we've had in a while.
I think, and he might. Yeah, that might be it. That might be. I think Damon Arnett gets passed by or gets passed up unless he's made great strides. I mean, huge strides.
Yeah, like growing up, putting on weight, getting faster.
Yeah, it's all doable. Hey,
the intangible.
Yeah,
and that's all doable. I mean, Coach Mick has done that with a lot of guys. I mean, he can get bigger and faster. I'm just saying, if he has, I mean, I would ideally, with the experience that Arnett and Ward have, if they've gotten themselves a lot better, then we're all good for it. So, I mean, I'm hoping they got a lot better.
I'll take
my guess is the freshman wound up passing them.
I think Kendall Sheffield, the former 5-star corner that committed to Alabama a few years ago. Yeah, you heard of him. He was a 5-star, believe it or not, and left Alabama, one of the smart ones. And I don't know how a 5-star without injuries is going to sit behind Damon fucking Arnett.
I'm not arguing that at all.
Same experience. Both redshirt sophomores.
Okay, yeah. I'm not arguing that at all. I'm just saying
the talent gap between the two is noticeable. What I don't know is, does this Kendall Sheffield got his fucking head on straight?
Right. There's a
you could say about the whole fucking roster, man.
Right. That's why. I think Arnett end up getting passed up. I think Denzel Ward sees the field a lot. Whether I think we go into game 1 next season. Denzel Ward's at one corner, Kendall Sheffield's at the other, and that's
who's
my
in
opinion.
nickel.
I think probably Okuda. I don't know, probably Okuda.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
I agree.
But don't be. I mean, I don't. It's hard to say.
Well, yeah, it's all hard to say. It's all opinion based. This is not a fucking fact finding mission. Let's get into the safeties. Damon Webb, not a big fan. I mean,
I love Webb,
of course. And then they got Eric Smith penciled in because he's a senior. Very sad that he's a senior, by the way. Seems like he's been there 2 years at the most.
The injuries.
Yeah. So you got Smith coming in to take over the open safety position. Webb apparently has a lockdown on that shit position.
Of course he does.
I like Jordan Fuller to take over Webb at some point. And I love Jason Wint, redshirt freshman, to really give Smith a battle. And if Smith can stay healthy, then that's better for all of us. But what do you guys think about those two safety spots? I mean, who do you want to see in there?
Well, I like Webb. I think he'll do a fine job for us. I don't know. I do like that Fuller. I wouldn't mind seeing that Fuller if Eric Smith can't hold his shit, flipping over there or something like that. I don't know as much about this Jason Wint that you speak of, but
I think those safety positions, more than probably any other position on the field, are more interchangeable, even than the receiver spots.
I agree.
I think Eric Smith will have a big surprise year though, and make some big plays for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
It's happened before. I mean, it would not surprise me one bit for Jordan Fuller, even or Eric Smith, or that Jason Wint, any of the three of them to just come on the scene like Hooker did. Like from the first quarter of game 1, you're like, oh shit, Hooker's gonna be an All-American.
Hooker is a freak athlete, dude. Hooker is not comparable to Eric fucking Smith.
All right.
I don't know, man.
I thought this was
a lot better than Marshawn Lattimore a year or two ago, and Marshawn Lattimore is pretty good. I don't know. I think Eric Smith can be a hell of a safety.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that pans out. I like Fuller and Wint at the safety spots, personally.
I like Jordan Fuller a lot. I do. I would like to see him on the field as much as possible. And as long as Damon Webb doesn't have to cover anybody, I think he'll be fine.
Well, that's a big problem. That's a big problem.
I think hopefully we scheme a little different where we don't constantly get Damon Webb lined up on the slot receiver, because we got hurt in every game against the slot guy on Damon Webb
or tight ends. Guys routinely got open against fucking Webb.
Oh boy,
yeah.
You guys.
Oh, what games were you watching?
Ball busting on Damon Webb. Had a fine season.
So let's drop.
Wisconsin game.
Oh, fuck.
Who caught the touchdowns?
Yeah. There you go.
The guy in the slot. But who were they right behind? When you saw Damon Webb, you saw Webb, and then you saw his face mask, and then you saw Webb again. And then the guy in the end zone.
Yeah.
You always read the back of his jersey.
At least you know who it is. So, special teams, this is maybe the most important positions, but you guys don't want to acknowledge it. Tyler Durbin is gone. Darn it. Nurenberger is back after his injury, red shirt.
He's untight.
Yeah. Spreckenzy-Berger. And then you got the new guy coming in, the freshman Blake Heibel. 3-star kicker, which everybody says actually equals 5-star. Whatever.
Whatever. Kickers aren't 5 stars.
I don't care.
Just make the 40-yard field goals. That's all I'm asking. I don't care. You don't need to be able to kick it from 60.
Right.
If you're the kicker at Ohio State, just make all of them from 40.
Right. So basically, it's Nurenberger versus this Heibel kid. I'm guessing Heibel will probably redshirt. He did nail like some crazy 65-yarder or something in a high school game, but probably was wind aided and whatever.
The kicking position more than any other is strictly kickoff. You know, I say kickoff like a matchup. All right, we're going 10 from the 40, 10 from the 30. We're gonna move from this hash to this hash. Whoever scores higher gets the job. It's that simple. Yeah, so
while
I hope it's a really close competition, meaning they're both nailing everything.
Oh.
But I really do not care one bit who wins that job. Nurenberger, since he's older, I hope we wasted a scholarship on you back in when we had a really huge class.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you win the job so you can we can say, well, let's see, he earned it. So I guess Nurenberger. But whoever kicks better is going to get the job. There's not going to be any other factors added into that, so it doesn't matter. They're fucking kickers. I mean, whoever kicks better gets the job.
Right. And how about punter? We lost the Kangaroo. So
he was a weapon for us, man.
He was, man. I mean, we got a freshman coming in, Drew Chrisman. Hopefully that works out for us. But
he's got a hell of a leg.
Sure. And then we're going to have a new punt returner. Obviously, auditions are going to continue as they have since last year, and who knows what's going to happen there.
You might see something, call it crazy, but you might see something like a Jeffrey Okudah or
Sean Wade,
a J.K. Dobbins, any of those guys. Demario McCall. Maybe Parris Campbell goes to kickoff and punt returns if he's not cracking the field so much.
Yeah.
I don't like always having our we talked about this I think one podcast last season about having our studs playing special teams constantly. I don't know. I think we have enough athletes that we don't need to keep putting out the same guy, that's going to be playing 50 plays on offense or 60 plays on offense, returning kicks and punts.
Right.
I think we got guys that we can utilize to have that shiftiness and the speed.
Be a specialist there.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the names I was going to bring up as well. So he's going to be, he's going to be on the offensive side of the ball now. He's going to be touching the ball, every practice, catching balls.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's him
handling balls, getting balls, touching balls.
Yeah,
that's weird.
So, and kick returner, I think Parris Campbell did a good job kick returning last year. He's probably the inside track of having that job back. Demario McCall, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
I always liked having a running back returning kicks more than
they have
a
McLaurin
DB
back
or a
there
receiver.
a little bit. At some point over the last 2 years, didn't McLaurin return some kickoffs?
Did they?
At punts, he did some punts when we couldn't find anybody that could catch a goddamn punt. but I always preferred running back being back there. They get just to the vision aspect. They got to be a burner as well. But
maybe that's a reason for Dobbins to get on the field.
Yeah, maybe.
It seems like an ideal match.
McCall,
the way
and
Dobbins plays
would be the two I would lean towards.
Right.
So yes, we established we know nothing about special teams.
All right, yeah, put a bow on this. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. How do you feel about this? No, I don't care. So let's get into the spring game. We'll probably do another show around spring game time, which is April 15th. We'll get a 2-deep
Next
that
day.
week.
Saturday before Easter, right?
Yeah. Also Saturday before my birthday, unless you prefer Jesus is Rising over my birthday. Another fair.
I'm gonna go with it.
Let's go with real facts. Let's go with real facts versus mystery and hysteria.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
I'm not with it at all.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a great show, guys. I appreciate you and your
until you brought up your birthday and Jesus is Rising.
Hey,
yeah.
This is an opinion-based show, not about fucking facts and people's sensitivities.
Yeah,
I say let's get together again, and do you want to do when the 2-deep comes out and recap the spring game, or do you want to go prior to spring game?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to be pretty busy praying for Joe's fucking soul.
Yeah.
We're done with this podcast, I believe.
I can hear people turning off right now.
Yeah.
We haven't even published this yet.
Hagen.
Come on, yeah. All right. Great show, guys. Way to end on a high note. So, yeah. Let's check out for a few weeks and check back in.
Sounds good. God bless.
Yeah.
See you, Buckeye Nation.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.